Welcome to another episode of the Lone Recruiter Podcast. I'm your host, Brett Clementson, and if you're a recruiter out on your own or just seeking general advice or mentorship, you've come to the right place. Our episodes are designed to give you the motivation, the strategies, and the support you need to become the very best lone recruiter. So join us, grab a cup of coffee, and let's take your desk to another level. Now today, I just want you to take this message on board because I see too many people do it. Do not waste your time and energy worrying about your competition. And this might be applicable to not just recruitment. It might be applicable to my mate Matty, who tells me he's been listening to the podcast and he has nothing to do with recruitment. He's in sales. But I think this goes for a lot of people. And look, of course you need to know who your competition are and be aware of them, but that's about it. I see too many people who will cut through the competition. They'll get really competitive with their competition. And I just think it's a waste of time. Because my gut feel around that is that why worry about playing their game? Why worry about, trying to keep up with them? Because all you're doing is reinforcing this idea in your mind that you're second fiddle to them. If you keep wanting to chase them down, it means that they must be better than you. And for me, there needs to be a mental shift. You need to think, fuck my competition. I don't care about them. I'm going to focus on me. The only competition you really have that you should really be taking note of is yourself yesterday. I know how cliche that sounds, but if yesterday you were excellent with your clients, you were excellent with your candidates, you did all the right things, well, that's the benchmark for today. And you want to improve on that by 1%. That's the only competition you should be giving two hoots about, okay? So if you're the sort of recruiter or person who looking at the job boards every day and seeing what your competition's advertising for, if you're trawling through your competitors' LinkedIn profiles, seeing what they're saying, what they're doing, I get nervous that you're not playing your own game. You are you. You have your own style of recruiting. You've got your own voice. You've got your own clients. You've got a personality that no one else has. So lean into that, okay? Just focus on being the best version of yourself. And like I said, if you are looking at your competition, stop doing it. Just stop doing it and look at yourself yesterday as your biggest competition because you need to be better than you were yesterday. It's as simple as that, right? And to elaborate on this whole concept, right? When you spend time and energy on your competition, it's just a waste of time. You're not actually going to achieve much other than feel shit about what you're doing. Oh, they could be doing better here. And in the moment you adjust to try and beat them, all you're doing is copying them, okay? Do you actually want to copy other recruiters and their style and what they're doing? No, you don't. You really don't. Work out what works for your market, work out what works for your clients, work out what makes you shine and come to life. That's what you should be focusing on. So things like, spending time finding clients, spending time finding candidates, marketing, improving your processes, all these things are better use of your time than cutting through your competition. It's as simple as that. There is, and my mate Gary Vee, I've referenced him a lot, there is abundance in this world. Whether we believe that or not, if my ship rises, it has no effect on your ship, really. I mean, yes, we might lose a couple of placements and count, whatever, but in the grand scheme of things, there is enough to go around. There really is. There's enough to feed this world twice times over a year, but it's just greed and whatever that makes that not a real thing where we get starvation in pockets of the world and whatnot. My point is that recruitment's no different. There is enough to go around. And you might say, shut up, Brett, I'm in IT and our jobs have been slashed or whatever. That's IT. I can tell you now there are 1,000 different markets that are pumping right now. And if you're not in them, well, that's on you. It's your job to go and pivot. There's enough recruitment to go around. There are enough jobs, there are enough clients. So if you're a recruiter, stop watching your competition and start focusing on improving yourself, focusing on improving your desk because that's where the real competition lies, is beating yourself yesterday. And I'll end this episode because it's a real quick one because it was just a very simple logic. But try some of these. If you're not sure even where to go with that, I'm doing really well. I think I'm hitting my numbers. Clients seem happy. Well, great. You don't worry about your competition. Don't worry about beating yourself. Just keep doing what you're doing. But if you are on that pathway to improvement, if you're listening to this, guarantee it you're on a pathway to improvement. Try asking your clients how you might be able to improve your service. Have you ever done that? Have you ever said, client, we're doing really well at the moment. Is there anything I do that just kind of annoys you? Is there anything that you would love to see more of from me? How could I improve? How do you think I could improve? Because I can bet you now most clients think you could do better at your job. We know how hard we work to find candidates. We know how hard and difficult it is to produce what we do, but do they? And so I'd love to hear their thoughts because there's some gold in that too. They might give you a great idea, but they also might give you some insights as to how they perceive you. And in that itself, you can turn that around and have a nice conversation with them. Similarly, let's ask your candidates, hey, look, are you happy with the way I'm handling this? Are you happy with this approach? Do you feel satisfied with me helping you find that next move for you? Do you feel, do you agree with the advice I'm giving you? They're great questions to ask. Again, this is how you're going to improve yourself. Not looking at your competition because you can't get that level of detail as opposed to those two questions, right? Go and review your own ads. How often do you just get a brief, pump an ad up, and then go? How often do you actually cut through your own ads and go, this is garbage, this sucks? Or when was the last time you called Seek or LinkedIn and said, what's the algorithm? Why do my ads perform here? How do I get them to perform here? And taking on ads to the next level. And I can always say that algorithm, and I hate that word algorithm, it's still keywording and it's still feeding into certain patterns and behaviors of the job seeker itself. But knowing what they are will elevate your ads. So your ads might be written perfectly, but that if they're not seen, if no one can see them because you haven't got the keywords or the algorithm sussed out, you're wasting your time. So let's improve that. What else can you do? Processes. I'm on this journey at the moment. I'm always on this improvement process, but I've got a notepad at the moment, which is only do what Brett can do and what can I outsource to someone else. And so every time I'm doing a task, I'm going, am I the only one who can do this? So for example, this podcast, I'm the only one who can do this podcast because I'm the lone recruiter. But so that goes on the only do what I can do list. But in terms of clearing out my emails, I don't think I need to be doing, I get hundreds a day and it's too much. So I need to offload that. So maybe process improvement is something you can look at. That is, again, better time spent than worrying about your competition because you have no idea what their process is. When you cut through your competition, all you're looking at are their ads and their website and their LinkedIn. That's it. You might hear a few echoes from competitors. You might see them at some conferences, but you already kind of know what they're doing. You've always got to assume that they are better than you and doing more than you. And so therefore, ignore what they're doing and just focus on yourself. How do you improve yourself? How do you beat yourself yesterday? Yourself yesterday is the only competition you need to worry about. So that is all I have time for you today. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, please like, share, subscribe. Really helps us grow. We're on a mission at the moment to really push the LinkedIn followers. So if you have a recruiter friend, tag them in this video. This is going to help them. It's going to help someone. And hey, you've done your bit for today. Have an amazing day. And as always, may all your deals come true.